Hello, fellow sleevers and sleevers to be. John here. SoCal Boiler VSG, is my username. 8 weeks post-op, and jump right to the numbers. My high weight 317. My weight on day of surgery was 301.4, and that was on July 6th of this year, 2016. My weight today 270.8. So that means I've lost 30.6 pounds since surgery and 46 pounds since my high weight. My goal weight's 225, so I've got about 46 pounds to go to hit that, which means I am 50% the way there from my high weight, and I am 40% there the way from my surgery weight. So, all good things. Nothing but good news to report. NSVs. Biggest thing, starting to see the visual benefits. Giving up the double, triple chin, still got, don't get me wrong, I've still got some to go, but oh my gosh, me personally, I definitely see the difference. Friends and family, girlfriend are all commenting about how they notice it too. Another NSV that I really like is the clothing. I've worn double XL shirts for the longest time, and I'm now into XLs very comfortably. So I look forward to, a lot of people say, you got to be prepared for the expense of buying clothes. But as far as I'm concerned, that's the price of doing good. So I'm down my waist size. I was at a 44. Now I'm at a 38. So, and 38s I had because about 4 years ago I had lost a bunch of weight on my own pre-surgery. And when I started putting the weight back on, I didn't get rid of the jeans because it was one of those, someday, somehow I'm going to get back into these. So it's been nice to dig those out of storage and be, wearing them again. In fact, I look forward to getting rid of those because I have to get something even smaller. So that'll be nice. Couple things wanted to share with you. One, the diet. I think I mentioned a couple videos ago I had hit a stall. I was on a stall that lasted for about 3 weeks, and it was just 2.5 weeks. Man, was it tough. It's very frustrating when you're eating right, you're doing all the right things, you're exercising, you're walking, you're getting your water, and you step on that scale, and sometimes you may have lost 1/10 or 2/10 of a pound. Other times you didn't lose any, and there were days where I gained a couple tenths of a pound. And I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. That is so frustrating. And just please understand, it's not a matter of if it happens, it's when it happens. You will hit stalls. Stick with a plan. Be patient. I know it's easier said than done, but be patient, because that's just a sign that your body is adapting to this new intake level. In fact, one thing, and I think I shared this as well, try to avoid, in fact, don't try, work to avoid. Don't put your body into starvation mode by eating too few calories. It's real easy to, when you hit that stall, to think, okay, well, if I'm not losing weight, then I must be eating too much, so I'm going to consume even less and less and less. What you'll find is that's actually contrary to what you expect. By that I mean, when your body detects that it's not getting near enough calories to just to sustain itself, it will start, pulling back your metabolism a little bit because it thinks you're in starvation mode. You're starving it. And so it's important to feed the furnace. Get your protein up. As crazy as it sounds, if you're in a stall for a day or two, try bumping up your calorie intake. Because, again, keep in mind, with a sleeve, you're still limited, in terms of your portion intake. Now, that doesn't mean bump your calories up by drinking a milkshake. No, what that means is, if you've been eating 1 ounce of meat, eat 2 ounces of meat, 3 ounces of meat. Get some more calories, eat till you do have that feeling of being full. And honestly, that's exactly what I did, as crazy as it sounds. A doctor, nutritionist, both recommended that, be careful that you're not starving yourself. And so try maybe bumping up both your protein and your carb intake. And I did exactly that. And within a week, boom, I started shedding the weight. Now, coincidence? I have no idea. All I know is I'm just telling you that it worked for me. I've stuck with that. I was averaging about 800 calories a day total intake, and for the last 3 weeks I've been averaging about 1250 to 1400 calories. That's my new norm. It's very important that you maintain that proper balance too, of carbs to calories to fat to protein. Definitely get your protein. Like they tell us, when you eat your protein first. Get that in there. Try to mix that with a little bit of additional calories, a little, maybe a little sugar. For me, usually it's fresh fruit, and then optionally, add on some carbs. But me personally, I've eliminated carb heavy foods like bread, pastas, and I just get my carbs as part of my other intake. For example, protein shake has carbs in it, so I'm still getting my carbs. I'm just not eating a carb heavy food per se. And the water, you gotta push the water. That's such a key thing. A lot of times it's easier said than done, but for example, for me, my girlfriend got me one of these. She got one herself. It holds 40 ounces. I bring it into the office. I fill it up on our nice ice cold water dispenser in the morning. Take it into meetings with me and whatnot. It's an insulated jug. Man, does it really do a great job of keeping the water nice and cold throughout the day. So I'm constantly sipping on that thing. And by the end of the day, next thing you know, I've got five cups of water in me. By the time I get home, I'll then have another cup or two. I'll be honest, sometimes I don't get my 8 cups. In fact, probably more often than not, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, I get a full complement of 8 cups of water like they suggest. Other times I might get 9 or 10 cups. I average probably 5 or 6 cups of water. But it's important to just keep the water coming. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. I just know that that's what they tell us, and that definitely has been working for me. It's been great to see my progress. It took me about a month to get from the 290 barrier down to the 280 barrier threshold, and now it's taken right at 2 weeks to get from the 280 barrier down to the 270 barrier. Given the fact that I'm just over 270, I fully expect to go under 270 here in the next day or two, and so I'm curious to see how long it takes me to go from the 260 270, 260 threshold down to the 250 threshold. That'll be the next milestone. So last thing, some of you have asked, and I know I've shared it with others. I log my food. I use MyFitnessPal to log my weight, my food intake, and my activity. I have an Android. My girlfriend has an iPhone. We have it on both of our phones. I use the desktop app. It's real easy. Whatever food it is you're eating, chances are they have it in their database, even if it's from a restaurant, or if it's a grocery chain, Albertsons, Ralph's, Kroger, whatever. Chances are it's probably in there. If it's not, you can add your own foods to their database. But track your amount. Don't feel like you got to weigh your food. Just get in the habit of knowing that, okay, if you have a glass of milk, that's probably about 9 ounces, 10 ounces. Try it out sometime. You eat a small portion of food. What is that? 2 or 3 ounces. Type of thing. My girlfriend does have a food scale at home. I've used it a couple times, but not necessarily to weigh my food. It's to get an idea of, okay, how much does how much is 2 ounces of lunch meat? How much is 4 ounces of cheese? Things like that. That way it helps me understand, okay, going forward, if I eat about that much, I'm going to log it as 2 or 3 ounces of meat. If I eat half as much cheese, I'm going to log it as 2 ounces of cheese. Just that kind of thing. But it sheds so much light and insight into what you're consuming by, logging it. And like I say, I'll be honest, it's great to turn around and run the reports that they have and to see that weight just drop. It's a great feeling. I hope that your journey is going great. If you're considering getting VSG surgery, then keep asking questions, do your research, do your due diligence. No question is a dumb question. Trust me, we've all been there. If you've already had the surgery and you're struggling, reach out. If you're on Facebook, get into one of the bariatric support group forums that's in there. I'm on one of them. I'm on a couple of the bariatric forums, that have a website. It's just a great resource. People are constantly, man, I'm really struggling, with everything from constipation to getting my protein to getting water down to this to that, not getting support from my family or my loved one. That's a very common one. Whatever it is, don't feel like you've got to go it alone. Reach out. There's a huge community here of sleevers and other people with weight loss surgery that are more than willing to, kind of pay it forward. Again, chances are we've had the same kind of questions, the same kind of challenges and struggles and whatnot. And, we're here for you. So with that, I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Take care, guys. See you.